Hello everyone. In this session, let's see the numerical on the curved plate. So here is the question. A jet of water moving at 12 meter per second impinges on a concave shaped vane. So here we can see the given data. First thing that V1 is given to us as 12 meter per second. Also, from the same sentence we will come to know here that it is a single vane. Okay, to deflect the jet through 120 degree when stationary. So angle of deflection is also given to us AOD as 120 degree. If the vane is moving at 5 meter per second, find the angle of jet so that there is no shock at inlet. Again you can see here u, that means vane velocity is also given to us as 5 meter per second, and what we are supposed to find is angle of jet so that there is no shock at inlet. Angle of the jet at inlet is alpha. So this is the first unknown thing which we are supposed to find. The next is also compute the absolute velocity of the jet at exit. Absolute velocity at the exit is denoted by V2. So this is what we are supposed to find, and it is said that we are supposed to find in magnitude and direction. This will give you the magnitude and its direction is denoted by beta angle. And we are also have to find work done per kg of the water. So work done per kg of water. Again, the last thing given over here is assume that vane is smooth. We know very well that if the vane is considered as smooth, we can say that VR1 equal to VR2. Let's draw the velocity triangle for this vane. So here is the velocity triangle for our numerical. This is the inlet velocity triangle and this is the outlet velocity triangle. So from here you can see that we are supposed to find angle of the jet at inlet. So this is the inlet velocity and its angle is alpha. Again, absolute velocity of the jet at exit both in magnitude and direction. Absolute velocity is V2. So V2 we are supposed to find, and angle of this V2, that is beta. Now here AOD, that means angle of deflection, is given to us, and in the question nowhere it is mentioned that it is an unsymmetric curve plate, or even it is not mentioned that it is a symmetric curve plate. So let's assume that it is a symmetric curve plate. Why we are assuming this? Because when we try to solve the triangle, we need three parameters which should be known to us. So we can see here, if we want to solve this inlet triangle, we know V1, U, but other than this nothing is known to us, and even we can't find it by any other method. So we have to assume that plate is symmetrical, and if the plate is symmetric, we can write that angle of deflection, here we can see angle of deflection, it is equal to 180 minus phi and theta, right? So 180 minus theta minus phi. Now as the plate is symmetric, okay, since theta is equal to phi, we can put that value in this value in the AOD, and from here we can find that its value is 120 equal to 180 minus 2 theta. So theta equal to 30 degree, okay, and also it is equal to phi. So now we have got one more value from this triangle. Now here we are supposed to find alpha. Now when we want to find alpha, the known thing is V1, U and the external angle theta. So when two adjacent sides are known to us and the external angle theta, why I am saying external angle? Because for ACB, for this triangle, this theta is the external angle. So when the external angle is known to us and two adjacent sides are known to us, use sine rule. Now when we are using the sine rule, we can write V1 divided by sine of its opposite angle is this one, that means 180 minus theta equal to U divided by this angle, and this angle we can write it as this external angle minus alpha, that is theta minus alpha. Now V1 is known to us, theta is known to us, U is also known to us, again theta is known to us. So we can find alpha by rearranging the equation and putting the values. So here I have kept all the values, and when we solve it, we will get alpha equal to 17.98 degree. Approximately we can directly write it as 18 degree. Now the next thing we are supposed to find is V2 and beta. To find these two, we must need to solve the outlet triangle. For outlet triangle, what we have is U, phi, but we don't know any other thing from this. But we know the condition, that is VR1 equal to VR2. So we can find the VR1 by using the inlet triangle, or by using again the sine rule, that is this value is again equal to VR2 divided by sine of alpha. So here we can see now alpha is known to us, and we know one of this parameter from this one equation, and we can find VR1. So let's write the equation once again and put all the values. From here we will get VR1 equal to 7.4 meter per second, which is again also equal to VR2 by the condition given that plate is smooth. Now we have got the third parameter of this triangle, that is VR2. So now here U is known to us, phi is known to us, as well as VR2 is also known to us. Now we can find V2 by using the sine rule or by using the simple trigonometry also. Let's draw the outlet velocity triangle once again and solve it. Now to find V2, there are two different methods, as I said, that is we can use sine rule or by using the simple trigonometry. Let's see first by sine rule. By sine rule we can write VR2 divided by sine of opposite angle, that means 180 minus beta equal to U divided by this angle sine of beta minus phi equal to V2 divided by sine of phi. Now if we take these two equations, VR2 is known to us, U is known to us, beta is not known, but phi is known to us. So we can find beta. From the question we are also supposed to find the direction, that means beta. So we can find beta from here. So let's put the values. 7.4 divided by sine of 180 minus beta equal to 5 divided by sine of beta minus 30. Also we can write here, that is beta v2 divided by sine of 30. So by equating these two equations, these two values, we will get beta, and once we get the beta, by equating these two we will get v2. So beta we will get as 69.06 degree, and when we are putting the value of beta over here and equate with this one, we will get v2 equal to 3.97 meter per second. As I said, we can also solve it by simple trigonometry. Let's see how. Now here we know phi, we know VR2, so we can find this EH. So EH equal to VR2 cos of phi. So from here we can find the value of EH as 6.4, right? Now this EH is actually equal to U plus VW2, that is equal to 6.4. Now we know the value of U, so we can find the value of VW2. So VW2 is equal to 6.4 minus 5, and that is equal to 1.4 meter per second. Now once we have found this VW2, similarly let's find VF2. So VF2 is equal to VR2 sine of phi, and value is equal to 3.7 meter per second. Now we know VW2 as well as VF2. Now by using a tan beta we can find beta angle. So tan of beta is equal to VF2 by VW2, and from here again we will get the same value of the beta as 9.06. Similarly, by using the Pythagoras theorem, that is V2 is equal to under root of VF2 square plus VW2 square, we will get V2 equal to 3.97 meter per second. The next part which we are supposed to find is work done per kg of water, which we can find by using VW1 plus VW2 into U. We don't have to take the mass flow rate over here because we are simply writing over here per kg of water. Now VW2 we have already found, right? Now the next task is to find the VW1. How to find it? Let's see the inlet triangle once again. Here, when we want to find the VW1, we must know alpha and V1. Alpha we have already found. We have already found alpha as 18 degree and V1 is given to us. So we can write VW1 is equal to V1 sine of alpha, cos of alpha. So VW1 is equal to V1 cos of alpha. V1 is 12 and alpha is 18 degree. So sorry. Hence, the value of VW1 we will get as 11.41 meter per second. Now here we know VW1, we know VW2 and also U. So let's put the values. Work done per kg of water is equal to 11.41 plus 1.4 into 5 as U. By solving we will get 64.05 Newton meter per kg of water. So this is how we are supposed to solve this numerical. Let's see the another numerical. A jet of water having velocity of 45 meter per second impinges without shock on a series of vane. Now here it is given that it is a series of vane moving at 15 meter per second. So from here we will come to know that given is V1 equal to 45 meter per second and U is given as 15 meter per second. Next, the direction of motion of vane is inclined at 20 degree to that of the jet. So let's say this is the vane and this is the direction of motion of vane. This direction of motion is inclined to that of the jet by 20 degree. So let's say this is the jet, direction of jet. So angle between this direction of jet and this direction of motion is 20 degree. So if we shift this direction of motion over here, we will find that this is 20 degree. Direction of jet, this is actually V1. So we know that V1 will make the angle of alpha with the horizontal or we can say direction of motion. So here alpha is given as 20 degree. And the relative velocity at outlet is 0.9 of that at inlet. So relative velocity at outlet is VR2 and its relation with the inlet is given as 0.9, that means with the VR1. So here we can see that it is given that this is the friction factor. So not compulsory every time it will be given in the sentence form. Sometimes it can be given as friction factor is 0.9 or blade velocity coefficient is 0.9. So at that time we are supposed to understand that this value is given to us. And the absolute velocity of the water at the exit is normal to the motion of the vane. So here we can see that this is the direction of motion of vane. Absolute velocity of the water means V2. So from here we normally draw the V2, right? And it is normal to the motion of vane. So this is the V2 which is normal. That means this angle is 90 degree, or we can say if we draw here 90 degree. So we know very well that V2 makes an angle of beta. That means beta is given to as 90 degree. Again we know very well that when beta is 90 degree, at that time VW2 will be equal to 0. Next thing we are here, we have to find vane angle at entrance and exit. Vane angle at entrance and exit means theta and phi. These two things we are supposed to find. Also work done per kg of water. So work done per kg of water. And the last thing is hydraulic efficiency. Let's draw the velocity triangle for the given condition. So from here we will come to know that inlet triangle is not at all going to change. So let's draw the inlet triangle as we usually draw. So this is what the inlet velocity triangle. Now about the outlet velocity triangle. Here we know that beta is equal to 90 degree. So this is what our V2. This is VR2. E, F, G. Now when this is beta, that is beta equal to 90 degree, at that time V2 is equal to VF2. That means VW2 is equal to 0. We normally draw V2 like this, but here now what is happening? It is normal, that is beta equal to 90 degree. That means it is going to coincide with VF2, and when it is going to coincide with VF2, VW2 will become 0, and this one is the U. This angle is phi. So this is how the velocity triangle will come for this question. Now let's solve. First let's start for the theta. Now let's see the inlet velocity triangle. V1 is known to us, alpha is also known to us, and U is also known to us. So we can find theta by simply using the sine rule. Sine rule, that is V1 divided by sine of opposite angle, that is this one. So 180 minus theta equal to U divided by sine of its opposite angle is this, that is theta minus alpha, which you can again equate to VR1 divided by sine of alpha. Now here V1 is known to us, theta not known to us, U known to us, and alpha is known to us. So we can find theta from here, and we will get theta as 29.42 degree. So this is how we can find theta. We can also find this theta by using the trigonometry. That is, we know V1, we know alpha, so we can find VW2, and we also know U. So we can find this BD distance by using VW1 minus U. Now once we have found this BD distance, for theta we also must know VF1. By using V1 and alpha, that is VF1 is equal to V1 sine of alpha, we will get VF1. Now we have got this CD as well as BD. Now by using the tan theta we can find theta angle over here. Now let's go for the phi. For phi we will need this outlet triangle. From outlet triangle, U is known to us. These two things are known to us, but other than this we don't know anything. And here we can see it is not a simple triangle, not like our velocity triangle. So we must know this VR2 or V2. For VR2 we know this relation, that is VR2 is equal to 0.9 of VR1. So from inlet triangle, let's find first VR1. For that we can use this equation, and from here now we know alpha, we know theta as well as phi and U. So we can find VR1 from here, and its value is equal to 31.34 meter per second. And from here we will get VR2 as 0.9 of 31.34, and its value is equal to 28.21 meter per second. Now here we have got VR2, and U. So we can find phi. So cos of phi is equal to U divided by VR2. Value of U is 15, value of VR2 is 28.21, and from here we will get phi as 57.87 degree. Now we have got these two values. Let's move to the work done per second. For work done per second, per kg. So work done per kg, our formula is VW1 plus VW2 into U. Now here VW2 we know it as 0. So the target is to find VW2. We can find VW1 by using V1 cos of alpha. V1 is known to us as 45 multiplied by cos of 20 degree, and its value is 42.28 meter per second. Let's put this value in work done per second and find work done per kg and find the value. So 42.28 plus 0 into U is 15, and we will get its value as 634.29 Newton meter per kg of water. Now the last thing is to find the hydraulic efficiency. For that we must know what is hydraulic efficiency is. Efficiency is output upon input. So here our output is work done per kg and input is kinetic energy per kg. That means kinetic energy which the nozzle is supplying. Work done per kg we have already found it as 634.2. But now what is the kinetic energy per kg? For that one by 2 m dot into V1 square. This is what we normally take it as a kinetic energy per second. But now we want it as per kg. That means we are supposed to divide by m dot. So the value will be equal to V1 square by 2. V1 is known to us as 45. So 45 square by 2. And its value is equal to 1012.5 Newton meter per kg. So here in the denominator 1012.5. Let's solve it and we will get answer as 62.63%. So this will be the hydraulic efficiency for the given numerical. Thank you.